Hi and welcome back to our channel. This is It's a Miracle Beauty and I am Brandy. I do 99% of our videos currently. I wanted to do a video showing some of the items I recently decluttered. These are eyeshadows, primers, lip products, powders, one concealer, but I think primer and foundation are the main items that I have decluttered. So I'll go through primers first and then I will go through in line from there. So just a few drugstore. I think there's the only drugstore ones over here. Oh no, one more. So one of the ones I decluttered is the e.l.f. HD Mattifying Balm. It does look like this. And if you look, I literally only put a divot in it. Let's see if I get it to pick up. I don't prefer matte, and so that's part of the issue, is I don't want a matte face. I have dry skin. It's very difficult. So that was the first thing. The next one is the Master Blur Stick from Maybelline. This one I've tried a couple times. I don't mind it. It does blur pores pretty well, but pores aren't an issue for me, so I didn't want to do that. I have two from CoverGirl. I have the Outlast and the Radiant. Let's see if I can get these to pick up well. Both of those, again, worked okay, but they're not my favorite, and therefore I'm going to purge them. My stepdaughter lives out of state and loves makeup, so I'm going to send those to her. The last drugstore one is the Revlon Colorstay Prep and Protect. And that one worked okay, but it was more mattifying than I prefer. So I have a bunch of samples from higher end that I'm getting rid of. I have the 3 Pore Professionals. Again, I don't like silicone primers. I don't like mattifying primers, so they're just not my thing. Another one is the Photo Finish by Smashbox. Again, just not my thing. This is LA Colors Glam Glow. This is actually a liquid highlighter I had mixed in. I'm purging it because it's too dark for my skin. Dropping stuff. Smashbox Radiance. I actually kept a bigger sample of this one. I do like this in the summer, but it's just not something I use every day. Another Photo Finish. And then this one is the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with Anti-Acne Treatment. I don't have a problem with acne, and I don't like it matte. Let's see. There we go. And Hourglass, this is the number 28. This is very silicone-y, so it's just not my thing. And bear with me as I learn the setup. I did just move everything to a new setup, so I'm not used to it yet. I did forget one drugstore, and then I have some other ones. Oh, actually 2 really. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin. And the ColourPop All-Star. Let's see, certain items are picking up really well and other ones aren't. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Pore and Prime Balm. This looks like this. This one, if you look, I did use a little bit more. It's a little divot. But again, it's just a one I don't care for. It's got more of a mattifying texture, and it's supposed to blur your pores, but I actually think it does more than that. Next is an old Pore Balm Primer by Touch of Soul. I did get this in my BoxyCharm. I initially liked this, but the silicone in it is really difficult for me to work with, so I decided just to purge that and give that to her. Next is foundations. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation SPF 20. And this is in the color LC1. So I had planned on doing a foundation, or excuse me, a brand review of just Physicians Formula. However, the foundation was horrible. I hated it. And I thought it was going to be kind of similar to the CoverGirl, CoverGirl Vitalist, but it was very different. I didn't really care for it, and a lot of the other products didn't work. Pretty much the only ones I retained that I purchased from that is the butter bronzer I already had, and a butter blush that I bought for that. The rest are being purged. Infallible Glow by L'Oreal. This one is, I thought would be perfect for me because I have dry skin, but it looked horrible on my skin. This one's the Colorstay Normal to Dry. And let's see what shade this is in. Porcelain. Next is the Dewy Fit and Smooth. This is another one that I just didn't care for the look. I'm looking again for the color. Classic Ivory. This is the Morphe. And this is 1.60. This was way too light for me, and it was way down the color scales. I found that kind of odd because usually I'm one of the probably 4th in or something like that. I think I was a lot more on that one. This is the Lumi N12, and again, it just didn't work for me. This is the ColourPop Liquid. This one is in light 45. This was just too dark for me. I did forget one primer. This is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. So that's another one I'm giving her. This one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick. I actually can't use all of Wet n Wild's foundations because they're the wrong undertone for me, so I have a problem with that. So that was all the foundations that I'm purging. One of them is the concealer I have is the Physicians Formula Concealer X. This was horrible. It looked absolutely ridiculous on my skin. Powders I have, it looks like 5, 6. So first I'll start with a loose. So this is a Kat Von D. It's in golden. I actually got this at TJ Maxx, and I thought it would be like a banana powder. It's just too dark for my skin. Next would be Morphe. This again is in banana. I do not care for their powders. Their powders are absolutely horrendous. This is the Color Pop Banana. Let's see if I can... And if you look, it's pretty much brand new. It was too dark for my skin. This one is kind of interesting. This is the Candid by Maybelline, no, Revlon. It's the Photo Ready. I love the foundation. The concealer I could leave, but it's not horrible. This, however, gives horrible flashback. I used it and took a picture to test, and it was absolutely ridiculous. So I won't be keeping it. Next is the Fit Me powder. This one is in, I know there's a place that says it, Fair to Light. And if you look again, there's like nothing gone from this. It's just a shade too dark, so I did go back and get Fair. And last I have the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Powder. This is a pressed powder, which are not my favorite, but I did buy again for that video. And if you look, I've barely used this. I think I used it just in the video and never again. And there's already the lines from the grate underneath. You can see the plate. So if we look at lipsticks, I only have one. This is, again, Physicians Formula. This is the Healthy Lip in Nutritious. It just didn't work. It wore off in like 10 minutes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9 palettes here. So I'll start with BoxyCharm. I got rid of a bunch that I got in BoxyCharm I just don't care for. So one of them is the Pure palette, the Midnight Masquerade. I've seen a lot of people get rid of these, actually. It's kind of weird. So that is what that one looks like. I didn't care for that one. I didn't try it a ton, but I didn't like the quality. And then this is the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette. Now it's what that one looks like. That one I did use more, but it's just not my favorite. Ace Beauté. This is the Grandiose palette. The plastic's still in it. And that is what that one looks like. Then we have, for non-BoxyCharm purchases, this is the Shadow Me by Live Glam, their Marbled LA. I've talked about this one in the past. I've even talked about how I was decluttering it. I don't care for the brand. The formula is not that great, but it's not horrible. Pop Beauty by Pop Sugar. This is the, what is this one called? Crystal Power palette. This one literally is the worst quality of a palette I've ever used or seen. It was absolutely ridiculous. This is Physicians Formula Butter. This is the Sultry Nights. This one is not bad at all. I just have so many and she can use it, so I'm going to send it to her. Same with this one, but LA Looks, and it's the Classy. I think I got this free from Ulta, gift with purchase, I believe, or something similar. So that one, again, the use isn't the problem. I just have a lot, so I think she can use them. Here's another one. It's the same thing. Ulta, XO, and NYX. I can't even talk today. And that one, again, I use some, but she can utilize it better than I can. And the last is the Aphrodisiac by Urban Decay. I actually love this palette initially. Used it a ton, but now I have so many palettes in my collection, I do want to whittle them down some, and since she can use them, it's a perfect situation. More that I will be getting rid of. For example, I want to whittle down my highlighter collection for sure, and then there's some stray eyeshadows I'm going to get rid of, which I'll eventually do a post with all that. But if you're not following us on Instagram, I have been posting full pictures of my collection on there, what my goals are, where I'm starting at, so I can start to pan and whittle down. If you have any suggestions on that, I would welcome you to comment below. So that is all I have for my declutter for today. If you would please subscribe, like, and share, I would appreciate it. And I hope that you come back to see us soon. Thank you.